This is day 795 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Like sponsor come share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please contact me directly. Be really appreciated. They were doing Simitov Tzadik Ches. Sif Chav Gimel to Seif Chav Tes. Gimel. Misha Delish, the Sukkah should open Yontim. Somebody knows he has to check the bird on Yontim. Both are kissed down by a bird, you have to cover the blood with dirt. Chafar Vemux, and all dirt is mux. So, Chain Sir Chafi, China Farm Yontim, he has to prepare dirt from 4 Yontim. If you didn't prepare, don't check. Which costs a Rambam, Reish Pergel, Michel, Farm Buchan, or Fair Buchan, Shemutat flows, and Rambam wrote. Somebody has dirt prepared or ashes prepared, he's allowed to carry. He's allowed to check chaya, which is the type of animal which is requires kisei dam, such as the deer and other game, or afer or fov and birds, and covers the blood. He doesn't have dirt prepared, or afer with a tazlo, or ashes which are suitable to carry. If you did violate and shechted, should not cover the blood until the evening, until after Yontav, obviously. And this, it's not possible to say that it should be mutar yontif akan b'ochel nefesh. Shakisim machshir ochel nefesh. Covering the blood is machshir ochel nefesh, and not ochel nefesh itself. Yochel also some asmo, and you could have prepared for it yesterday. Pilena dochel yontif, as it does push yontif. Main lo b'mal chasos. So if it doesn't have to cover the blood, also lo shchot is now to shech. Bakon is bottom simchas yontif, and he has to desist from this type of superstition. Even though he could theoretically leave the blood until nightfall and then cover it, so it's going to last until nightfall. It's going to get totally absorbed or scattered. One about the cover. He'll cancel. This should be a better word. The gate cancel the positive command of covering the blood. Nevertheless, he did check. He should leave the blood until nightfall. His kaim, if it's still there, he should cover it. If not, beat the mitzvah kisui. The gate is the mitzvah kisui. They're not allowed to take dirt which is not prepared. Even though there's a mitzvah to rice to do kisui, Rabbanan kept their takana intact in a place where he made himself liable. He should have prepared for yontif. And so the mitzvah say of covering the blood does not push up a low say of yontif when it's the rice such as to dig up the dirt or pound it or crush it. Even though mitzvah say normally push the mitzvah low say, but yontif have a say low say. Yontif is both has a say and a low say. May not say doche lo say and the mitzvah say does not push up both the lo say and the say. And I've got the vaday yishya beisher lila. And for even if it's clear it's going to dry up till before nightfall. Come also nevertheless it's also to kisei dam on yontif. The brackets he says here, can you let me see this shas chesem base? This is what seems to be chesem the shas the locate ezen yonu la say doche lo say always has I say doche lo say come into this by shachem I say by Arab. You do that say in the evening. After the yesh soving is coming, even if there's a doubt if you can do it. Come echav shat chos. Halomas halot asem nea sovik. How can you push up the lo say because of the suffix? Right, the suffix of maybe you're not going to be able to do it at night. After vada is at least happening. So it must be that even if it's definitely going to dry up, you still don't push off the same lo say. Chavtal, Tam Reish Beisa. I show you have over you somebody who shechs a chaya or a bird on you. So Beisham mean Yachbar, but then said Beisham say you should dig up some dirt with the digging tool, something you poke into the ground, poker, and cover. Beisham mean lo yikol leishchol and can offer buchan bel yom. Can't unless you have dirt ready for yontif. When Shim Shochat, everybody concedes, they're according to that Mishnah. Shim Shochat, if you did Shech, Shiyachbor B'Deka B'Chaseh, dig with a poker and cover. He said, Mar, the Dapka Shelo Deka Nutz Mildyam. So it qualifies, it's only had that poker stuck in the ground from before Shabbos, from before Yantiv. And also that the dirt is already crumbly. Shen Seklusha doesn't have to be pulverized. Even though you're making a hole, we know that somebody who digs a hole but only requires the dirt, Patala is exempt. There's no chiyuv on that. Often here only needs the dirt. I've got the Rabbanon also, even though the Rabbanon is supposed to do it. Here on account of Simchas Yantiv, they were maker when you had a poker embedded in the ground from before Yantiv. But you didn't prepare a poker. Lo itiru, they did not allow you to do this to get dirt mitam mukta on account of the prohibition of mukta. Mr. Bruce says some poskim say that you have to put the poker specifically into the ground for that purpose of acquiring dirt the next day for kisei adam. Back to the shulchan. That's if you did shech. But even if you have the decker notes, it's still awesome. Because of the hole which you're making. So if there's a lot of pulverized dirt, in a manner that it's not going to make a hole, because there's no issa at all. So it says that only, even in this case, only mutar b'diavad is very shechted. Became b'diavad, I feel below decker notes and kind of chana. Also the b'diavad, even if you didn't have the poker stuck in the ground, so there was no preparation before you answer. Mutar sheish over the chachar. It's permissible if there's a lot of crumbly dirt. It's like they permitted the prohibition of a hole when there's a preparation ahead of time, the poker. They allowed the prohibition of not having prepared. You're not going to make a hole. Again, it's talking about you designated the dirt for this purpose. The bracket says you're going to have Ram Sikon Chafei B'Shem Yam Shishlam Vayintash Sikon Beis Sher Kamaras Rabbo Shal Smag. Taz talks about what the Rebbe of the Smag means when he says because of the Inkfar Shochat for Muchani Rei Shed doesn't have prepared dirt. She Yechol Chasos Bein Muchani you can't cover with non-prepared dirt. Ayin Sham. But he says Sevevin Shazel L'Shitas Rabbeinu Tamba Zdav Kohen Rabbeinu Tamba Taz Erich Gankim said Taz spends a long time as well. Avadibre Magen Avram the Dvarai Hamagen Divrei whatever Divrei Hamagen Avram Advarim Pshutim. Avram is simple. She does her thesis. The B'dekar knows Itiris Uguma. And where where you have that poker in the ground, they were matter is Uguma, the Isser of a hole, like a Guma, and vice versa. When there is no hole, Mutter is a Chana, they allowed the prohibition of Chana. The Lo Cheshin Muktzah, we're not concerned with Muktzah. Okay, so I said before is wrong. It doesn't have to have in mind the dirt before Shabbos if it is offered tichach or yontiv. It's offered tichach. Chav hey, avaloy tichachim nishlo below kisui. But one thing Chazal did not allow was the shech without kisui whatsoever. To deliberately leave the blood till nightfall. Shemi is because the blood might get seep into the ground. Whatever, if you've got mitzvah kisui, you're going to lose mitzvah kisui. Based on we said the 40 kuma when the dirt is ready but crumbly and pulverized, then there's no hole. They allowed to shecht and cover even if you didn't prepare the dirt. Or if you even prepare the dirt, the mutal lechatchila it's mutal even lechatchila the shech Oshi's boyer, like we said, in era not. In Iraq, Shochat, Nafa Adam al Gabe Karakashem happened when he shechted, the blood fell on hard ground. There's a lot of blood. He told Sasme Adam, take a little bit of the blood, be now above far at the Chach, and put it into that pulverized, fragmented, what is it for, crumbly dirt, and because they cover it. But you have it answer chasos kodam, but you have enough to cover all the blood. But blood became dry. Also, the you can't scrape it off on yontif. It's already dry. The idea is that also starts going right. So that way, making a little bit of a hole in your house. Not sure where you're in your house. It's the same thing on the chutzner too, no? Shabbat says it might come Mashpri Gumos. That's also only in the house. The car leads to the rice is close to the rice. Pashu Sheyesh offer Mukhan Swelly Tin offer the Matik Din Kiso. It's obvious that way if you have prepared dirt, you have to put dirt below the blood as is appropriate by the law of Kiso. Offer Shamata Nosin Koina Shchita. And it's not a concern that you're putting the dirt below before Shchita. Maybe you're going to change my not shech. It's not possible any other way. And that seems to be what the Gemara indicates as well. Chavav, by the way, even if you change your mind, since the time you put the dirt there wasn't muktzah, so whatever. Chavav, it's actually tiruk shaya dekar noutzi but yom. That would show when there was a poker in the stuck in the ground from before Yom Tov. Even need to stick it in several times, it's permitted. Since the ground is crumbly, there's crumbly, but they're going to and the poker is stuck in the ground. So it was properly prepared for Yom Tov. There's a prohibition of making this hole. Only tzarech la'afara. Okay, mali the kirachas mali the goes so it doesn't harbor the kios. Doesn't make a difference if it's one shav or many shavs. Poke, one poke or many pokes. Some say the rak kirachasi tiru only allowed one poke. Shum dealing in oats. Makom chadash when you poke in a new place. Have kafira chadasha. It's like new dig. Ain't that's supposed to have post not all that way, and they make them. The dirt of a oven of various different types, which was burnt on Erev Yontif, and cover with it. It's not muktzah. And you cover with and you can do kisadam with ashes. Because you're there, I will suck beyond the ashes came to being on Yontif, it's also the Avalei Nolad. Then it's not the Mikar ate him because initially it was blood vashed efer, and now it's ashes. No Gomer because I've heard Rabbi Shimon lays the muktzah modesh also. And such Nolad, which is completely different, even Rabbi Shimon agrees that even Rabbi Shimon doesn't normally the muktzah agrees that it's also. But if the ashes are still hot, so it's also based on to the point that you could be able to roast an egg on it. Lo sheichol shem muktzah. It's not possible to call muktzah. Tain shmolov, so it's the name of coals. Shoot lo yontif, which is mutter and yontif because of ochel nevesh. And shoot the gam chasos, but so you can take and cover with it. That's a very big finish, but that makes sense. Sharatzin says, the Prima Goyim says that even if the coals are only hot enough to make a beverage lukewarm, they still don't have an name muktzah. They're not nolad yet. And if another way in which we use the ashes from today is if you made today's fire on top of the ashes of yesterday's fire. So however they are mixed together. And the prohibited ashes of today are bottled in the permitted ashes yesterday, so the permitted ashes are the majority. You don't judge the ashes like a mixture. Normally, a powder mixture is, as it says, of a moist mixture where you need 60 times the iser. This is the Rabbanon. First of all, it's the rabbinic prohibition. And the iser was never recognizable separately because it was all one big fire. Shabbat butter is butter in the majority. If you shech, there is no hot dirt, down ashes, but the chazos feel bay for car. You can eat and lose cold ashes. The show sak hayom. He was stoked with the fire. The ashes came out today, negating everything we said till now. If you did shlita already, then they allow one isid rabbanon. Okay, so you shouldn't the shech lechatchila. You need the conditions above. If you already shechted, then we allow you to use even today's afer. The Allah says it has to be told about a case where you're not making a hole in the ashes. Chav ches. Badin zeh sheshocha mutar chazos apil beifakar. And this halacha that when you shechted, you're already with the evet, you're allowed to cover even with cold ashes. Because Rabbi Ramah said that's what was shown. The Ramah writes, "Miyu adip tveil chazos bedeker noutz, b'avar dichoch she'im yeshlo." It's still better to cover with the dirt of a poker which is stuck into the ground and in crumbly dirt if he has. According to him, we're more lenient in the prohibition of digging a hole where you only need the dirt. The pater also, which according to Rabbi Shimon Paslik is pater, even though it's also rabbanan, with some muktzah, more lenient in the former than the latter. By muktzah ben nolad evakar, the prohibition of muktzah here specifically is muktzah and nolad of the cold ashes. Even though both is rabbanan, muktzah and nolad have isukol. Nevertheless, muktzah and nolad are broader prohibitions. And they are more severe than general and than specific rabbinic prohibitions. Baby Ryle said they brought evidence for this. Miyushami Reish Beitza. Shami says it's better to take ashes from a fire and Bein Yontif than digging with a poker and covering. Ayin Sham. Vis-a-vis digging with the poker, which is the raisa, kilefer. Then ashes are better. Loksha deker no uts, but it's not true when the poker is already stuck into the ground. Then the poker dirt is better. I wish you have but they say the opposite. The muktzah kila tvei. The muktzah is less severe. Because muktzah is mutter for a purpose of ochel nefesh. Much can be seen on top side of K. But Yushalmi Amaslisin Kai, the Meyer Kai, the Meyer Bedecker notes. The Yushalmi is talking about a case specifically where where there was a poker stuck in the ground already. Well, the Yushalmi doesn't say that, but it's like the argument says. In that case, it says it's better to take ashes. Not sure. Even in that case, it should be. Even in Decker notes. No, okay. I'm not sure exactly what the Kiddush is here, but nearly Ikar there is I think the primary halacha is the first opinion. Says Arukh HaShulchan. The reason why you should dig with the poker and cover so because the mitzvah say of kisei pushed off the lo say I'm on the first yachber bedecker below decker notes logish sastilan. So he says the primary is like the first opinion because no, really it's better to use okay, yeah. Ushama says better to use Afer. So those say it's better to use Afer. It's better to use Afer than to use Ofar Tichoach. To use a decker, I should say, and dig. So the question is, what was the decker beforehand? So the first child learns that the decker was uh, not in the ground, and therefore, since the decker was not from the ground, mibod yom, so then is yeah. Okay, the Ushami learns mitzvah say dochalos. So therefore, even if there are no decker notes, you can still use the offer. Maybe it's only offer to but you can still use the offer. But but the afer is better. The afer is better because it's more lenient. So from this the Ramah the first opinion, that yeah, that's because there was no decker notes. But if there's the decker notes, so then it's better to use the offer than use the afer. And because in this case, the decker notes is a lesser prohibition than the muktzah of the afer. The second opinion holds no. Yerushalmi is talking about decker notes, and just like the Bavli, it's talking about decker notes just like the Bavli, and it says still to take afer, nevertheless. So it means that you should always take afer, even have decker notes. Rosh says no, it's not much away from the Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi is still talking about where it wasn't decker notes, and the Yerushalmi is saying that so we miss it because let's say dochalosa say. Then to that afer is better, but if you have decker notes, then everybody agree that the decker notes is better than the muktzah. Okay, choftes hichnis ofar bela besa. We brought a lot of dirt. Actually, Rishad Tzin says that you can make several tekiros. To make several tekiros, everybody agrees is not appropriate in a place where you have ashes, even if they're ashes from today. Not sure. But the Arukh HaShulchan agree with this or not. And Chavtes, Hichni Sofar Arbei Lebesa, brought a lot of dirt into your house. It's talking also for the purpose of your gardening or your churvasa. Dirt is crumbly. Shenim Chusal K'tishul K'fir doesn't have chafir, doesn't need pulverized nor dug out. Allow chana just to be prepared. The Yunas of churvasa ain't zachana, but preparing dirt for your garden or your churva is not a ain't zachana. It's not a proper preparation. Shem locals assume beyond the because that's the designation for most which themselves also yontim. Come with the chasas bone. Never use it to cover the blood. Shem the kol's man shadayin utzav makam echad, as long as it's all piled up in one place. Lo pashto al ginasov ginasov. So you didn't spread it on your garden and on your chorva. Armina would say that daitu shtamish ba'afar b'chominit mitzvashvishim. He has a mind to use the dirt in any manner of usage. Hatzrichim, which he needs. The havikachana, it's chagachana. In this case, the digging and holes are not relevant. It's not its place in the ground outside. If the dirt is not pulverized, then there is possible to have a problem of a hole. I feel even the dirt is not in its place, even it's inside. Because that whole clump is whole, as it was outside. But if the dirt is already crumbled up, even then later on became stuck together with water, like mud, lo shab zakuma, where it's not there is still not, it's not shaykh aguma. So I'm sima tough kuvav. Not sure why not. I guess we'll see. The bracket says here, I'm going to see the mashir chotlim tochim beyond the ner sheshav atoch chol, at which people shove on yontif a candle of a wax candle into a weekday candle. Kosher shai, it's difficult. Shai was a gum ayin sham. Is making a hole. Ufim mashkas savni. No, I read it wrong. I read it very wrong. I'm going to read because it's super amazing. Because the mashir tochim the yontif ner sheshav atoch chol kosher. You stick a wax candle into hard dirt sand to make sand. Shayab zaguma. It's making a hole. Evidently, when it's again the Arukh HaShulchan's idea of Kiddush here, that when it's clinging together by water, it's not an issue of all. It's often usually like this, as people do in Simchas Torah, one of the lost minhagim in Klal Yisrael. A lot of Mishnah Berurah on this. Mishnah Berurah says that the dirt you brought in for obviously mibod yom to your house, and the yom itself, for and chol is muktzeh. You go to Shimon. She says the poskim who said they weren't matir use of the sand or dirt for any other purpose except kisui, not for other purposes. And even the kisui is only the evet that you already shechted, but not the shech l'chatchila with the intent to use this dirt. And what should be like that? Mishnah says that according to say that making hole is shaykh even when the ground is severed from its original place, so like here where the dirt has been severed already and dug up, and that's true also, but even by dirt which are in vessels. And if the ground is crumbly, that when you move it, it's going to go and fall. Then it's not considered being making a guma, but it doesn't have this bud stuff. I guess we'll see it when we get to Siman Tov Kuf Vav.